In this strong practice, we are going to have a lot of fun moving around and getting groovy together. You do not need a mat for this practice, and feel free to pause, rewind, and try to get the movement into your body. And if you have a cool playlist that you would love to play, go ahead and do so. And that's the reason why I don't put music in my flows, because I want you to experience the practice with your own music and vibes. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe buttons of the page. That would be deeply appreciated. So for today's practice, we are going to get started on our backs. So go ahead and make your way onto your backs, and I invite you to close your eyes. Of course, you could keep your legs bent or straight. It's totally your choice, but I want you to just tune in to your breath, maybe even planting one of your palms onto your belly and one hand onto your chest. Connect to the natural rhythm of your breath. And set a gentle intention for your practice for today. And know that we are going to have a lot of fun moving together. Allow your triceps to begin a firm connection to the earth. And begin to tuck the tailbone underneath you as your low back imprints into the earth underneath you, whether you are on a mat or not. Notice this connection. On your next inhale, go ahead and squeeze your glutes, reach your hips up towards the sky. And then exhale out through pursed lips as you lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower through pursed lips. Inhale, rise. Exhale out through pursed lips. Inhale to rise. Exhale out through pursed lips. Release your hips onto the earth. Now go ahead and bring your arms into this robot arm shape. We're going to be doing those supported hip pulses, but this time firming our triceps onto the mat to help support us as we lift up. Take an inhale to prepare. Listen closely. As we exhale, drive the hips up. Look towards the top left-hand corner of your mat. Tap it with your right hand and then lower down. Always exhale out through pursed lips in these supported bridge pulses. Inhale here. Exhale, lift. This time, reach your left hand at the top right-hand corner of your mat. Bring it back to center. Lower it down. Take a couple of rounds of this at your own pace. You could go as fast and as slow. I just want you to find your own rhythm and creating your own flow to your movement. We have 10 more seconds here. Your glutes should be firing up. I know mine are. For 3, 2, on 1. Awesome work. Go ahead and just reach for your legs and pulse your legs towards your chest. You could even point or flex the feet, just getting into the ankles, getting into the ballistic movement of the hamstrings, of the hips. From here, rock up into a bear stance. Focus on creating a long spine from your sit bones all the way up through the crown of your head. You could even tent the fingertips here to make sure that your chest and heart are pulling forward. Keep this position as we bring the right leg to the center of the mat. It's not going to go all the way. I want you to really firm down through your right glute. Then return to that bear stance. This time that left leg tries to reach towards the middle of your mat. Then return to center. Take a couple of these at your own pace, just really digging through the heels, making sure you don't push yourself, making sure that your glutes don't come along with the movement. You really want to be controlled in this movement, making sure that it's coming from the hip socket. Getting into our mobility work right away. Wherever you are, return to center. From here, you're going to form 90-90 degree shapes with your legs by bringing the knees to point over to the left. Form your 90-90 degrees, and I want you to hinge from your hips as your left shin resists the ground away. Then rise, lower, and rise. 3 more, just like that. You're doing great. And rise, lower, and rise, lower, rise, lower, and rise. This time come back into that bear stance and then lower your legs so that the knees are pointing towards the right side of your mat. Go ahead and take those pulses, really driving down through that right shin and activating through the right outer glute. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Awesome work. Return back into that bear stance. From here, tuck your shins underneath you and we'll meet in a tabletop position. From this tabletop position, focus on keeping a neutral spine, knees directly underneath the hips, shoulders over the wrists. Go ahead and take a couple of circles over your wrists. And feel free to come up high onto the fingertips for these fingertip push-ups. Really great for strengthening your wrist flexors, especially if you're on your wrists a lot of the time in your practice. And then go ahead and flip the palms so that the fingertips are pointing towards you and reach your hips back towards your heels, creating that nice stretch into the forearms. Let it feel nice. Then return to center here. Now we're going to take a couple of these bird dogs. So reach your right arm forward, left leg reaches back. You want to make sure that that right arm is high enough so that you're not seeing that right arm through your right eye. And you want to make sure that you're maintaining a nice, neutral, long spine. Prevent your leg from going up like this. We're working on some core stability here. So inhale. On your exhale, left knee taps right elbow. Reach. Right elbow, left knee. Reach. 3 more just like that. Go at your own pace. Beautiful work. From here, right hand plants. Use that right leg as a kickstand to open that door into a modified side plank. Option to stay here or option to float your left leg up. Kick your left heel towards your left glute and grab a hold of your left ankle and kick that left ankle into the left hand, creating that activation. Then release. Come back into that tabletop shape. This time working onto the left side. Reach your right leg behind you. Reach your left arm in front of you. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, left elbow taps right knee. Extend. Do this for 4 more times at your own pace. Plant your left palm down. Use your left leg as a kickstand to open up that door into side plank. Try to breathe into your right side body. Roll your left shoulder blade down the back body, creating that nice stable left arm. You can stay here or option, float the right leg, squeeze that right heel to the right glute, catch your right ankle with your right foot, and then kick that right leg into the right hand. Then release. Return back into that tabletop shape. Awesome work. From here, working more into that core stability and tapping into the reflexive nature of the core, we are going to take these bear walks to the front and to the back of the mat. We are going to do this for 2 rounds. And just be mindful of your shoulders here and give yourself a break if you need it. You can pause the video and catch your breath. Totally cool with me. That's what's so great about this online yoga space. Tuck all 10 toes behind you. Float your knees up. This is going to take a bit of coordination, which your cerebellum loves. So walk the right hand forward as the left foot steps forward. Right foot steps forward as the left hand steps forward. Then walk back, beginning with that right foot, going back, left hand. Remember, opposite hand to opposite foot. And when you make it to the back of the mat, walk forward. Remember, opposite hand to opposite foot. You've got this. It takes a bit of coordination, but focus on keeping your knees low. Concentrate, focus, be present in this very moment. Once you make it back to center, lower your knees down, shift your hips back into space, into a gentle child's pose. Firm your palms and fingertips onto the earth, almost as if you want to sweep the ground towards you. Notice the activation in your side bodies and in your back body. Whenever you're ready, roll your body up back into that neutral tabletop shape. We're going to get right into our hips. Tuck all 10 toes behind you and listen closely. As you tuck the toes behind you, float your knees up. Right knee drives into the chest. Then kick that right leg through. Use hydraulics of your shoulders here. Don't try to sink into the shoulders too much. You really want to push off through that right shoulder blade. As you do, pull that left arm behind you. Return back to center, that floating tabletop. Inhale, left knee into the chest this time. Exhale, kick it through. Return to center. Inhale, right leg into the chest. Exhale, kick it through. Return to center. Left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick. Return to center. From here, come into this turbo dog shape, keeping the knees towards the chest, hips towards the sky. Look forward in this turbo dog shape. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs. Bottom of the exhale, float or hop into that active squat. Inhale. Woo! Exhale, straighten the legs. Hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit the hips low. Active squat. Inhale to plant both palms down. Take the vinyasa or skip it. Knees and forearms drop, look forward. Inhale, pulls your way through upward facing dog. Let your eyes look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, spinal wave forward into that neutral tabletop shape. Adjust yourself as needed. Don't worry about looking graceful here. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through that sequence, but this time kicking to the right and kicking to the left, and then hopping into that active squat. We're going to do this for 2 more rounds. You've got this. Stick with it. You're going to feel so strong after this. Tuck all 10 toes behind you. Float your knees up. Right knee into the chest. Right leg kicks through. Awesome work. Return to center. Left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that left leg through. Return to center. Turbo dog shape, look forward. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs. Bottom of your exhale, hop or float into that active squat. Inhale. Exhale, drive up to stand. Hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit low, active squat. Inhale to plant the palms, vinyasa or skip it. Take the chaturanga push-up. Knees and forearms drop. Look forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Exhale, drive through the arms, downward facing dog. Spinal wave your body forward into that tabletop shape. Tuck all 10 toes behind you to float the knees. Inhale, right knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that right leg through. Bring it back to center. Inhale, left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that left leg through. Turbo dog shape, look forward. Inhale to lift the heels, bend the legs. Bottom of the exhale, step or float feet to the outside of your hands. Inhale, active squat. Exhale, stand. Hands meet at heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, sit the hips low. Active squat. Inhale to plant the palms. Vinyasa or skip it. Awesome, awesome work. Take 5 full breaths in your downward facing dog, keeping your legs bent, pushing the ground away with your arms, and focusing on lengthening out through the tailbone, hinging from the hips, keeping the legs bent, heels lifted. Take these moments to recenter and to reintegrate. Then walk your hands back towards your feet into a forward fold. Keep your legs bent in your forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows, sway side to side, creating that ragdoll-like sensation. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, roll your spine up. Go as slow as you can. Head will be last. Trust me, you do not want to stand and see stars. So just go slow, take your time. And just feel the shape in your Tadasana. Palms facing forward, stand tall, stand solitary like the mountain. Feel your foot arches and your toes, forming this firm connection to the earth, grounding down through the feet. If your eyes were closed, blink them open. Make sure that your feet are inner hip width distance apart. You can measure this by taking your hand into a fist and placing the feet just at the outside of that fist. Working into the low body and in that stability. Feel free to keep your arms in front of you for that balance, making sure that the arms are shoulder height. And then I want you to sit your hips low, hinging from the hips, almost as if we're sitting down into chair pose, Utkatasana. But come on to your tippy toes, then lower your heels down. Lift up your heels onto the toes, lower it down. 3 more just like that. You've got this, stick with it. Inhale, lift the heels, lower the heels. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Awesome work. From here, as you lift onto your tippy toes, slowly ride that elevator down. Your glutes are going to land just on top of your heels. As you arrive here, use your chest for the counterbalance as you lower the knees down onto the mat. As your knees lower, I want you to drive through your glutes As you bring your hips up, cactus open up through the arms, drive the hips forward. Let your eyes look up into your eyelids. Then on your exhale, think trust falls here. Use your arms to help support you. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cactus open. 2 more just like that. Beautiful. Cactus open. Lower it down. Cactus open. Come onto your toes. Lift the knees. Here's the balance challenge here. Feel free to use your arms for support. And don't worry if your body is doing all sorts of little movements to get that balance. But this is great balance training. It's great training for your proprioception, where your body is in space. So reach your arms forward. We're going to ride the elevator up this time. I want you to push the ground away with your toes and with your glutes active and engaged. Inhale here. On your exhale, slowly rise up. As you come into this chair variation, lower your heels down. Stand. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale to cactus, open up through the arms. Let your heart shine through. Hands meet at heart center. Take an inhale. On your exhale, reach your arms up. Samastitihi. Hands meet at heart center. From here, I want you to walk your feet out to opposite directions of the mat. So we're going to lower down into a Malasana, a low squat. But I want you to think hinge from the hips as we rise back up. So inhale to reach your arms forward. On your exhale, lower down into that Malasana. Try to make sure that your chest and heart are pushing forward. Exhale, fold from the hips. Your toes could be pointing on the diagonal. Just work on whatever foot position works for you, okay? Your feet do not have to be pointing towards the top of the mat if your feet aren't going to allow you to do so. So just adjust yourself as needed. Inhale, sink your hips low, Malasana. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold. Try not to fold with the back. Hinge from the hips. Lower down, Malasana. Hinge from the hips. Lower down, Malasana. Hinge from the hips. Lower down into Malasana. Keep spreading the knees wide. Exhale, fold. Stay here for a moment, maybe even bend through the right leg, bend through the left leg. Let it feel good for you. And then lower your glutes down into this Malasana. Feel free to use your elbows to drive the knees wide. From this Malasana shape, you're going to lower your left hip down. As you lower it down, lower the right hip down. Try to squeeze your glutes here. On your next breath in, return back to center, Malasana. This time the right hip is going to drive us towards the right. As that right knee lands, lower the left hip down onto the mat. Use your glutes to help you here. Return to center, traveling over to the left. Awesome work. Traveling over to the right. Beautiful. One more round just like that. Really getting into your hips and noticing what's there for you today. Exhale, fold. Click the heels together into that Uttanasana forward fold. Take an inhale. Keep your legs bent. On your next exhale, walk your hands to the very top of the mat, and we're going to get started in a full flow. We are going to take this first round slow. Feel free to pause, rewind, rewatch, just to get the movement into your body, putting all the pieces together in flow. Inhale, right leg lifts up high towards the sky. Bend your right leg. Swivel forward so that the right toes stab the middle of your mat. Float that right knee up. Inhale, reach your left leg behind you. Think bird dog variation. On your exhale, left knee into the nose. Then kick that left leg through. Think hydraulics in the shoulders. Left leg returns back into that tabletop shape. Right knee in towards the chest. Reverse table. Right arm reaches back on the diagonal. Float your hips up. Lower your hips down. Plant the right palm towards the top of the mat. Right knee into the chest. Find that scorpion pose. Right heel kicks towards the right glutes. From here, slowly lower down on the outer edges of left foot into wild thing preparation. Lower your hips. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, swing your right arm up. From here, right knee squeezes into the chest just to step the right foot forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Take an exhale to cactus, open up through the arms. Hands meet at heart center as you shift your weight forward into crouching warrior. Exhale to straighten through that right leg. Balance challenge here. Begin to flex that left foot. Open the hips up. Reach your arms out into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Keep your eyes gazing forward and down. Keep kicking up through that left leg. Beautiful. Slowly bend through that right leg as the left foot finds a home at the back of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, sink into your warrior two. Take a moment to breathe into the space. Welcome home. Listen closely. Kick off through the right heel as you sink down towards the back of the mat into Skandasana. Your Skandasana could look like a Cossack squat, or if you sit low, just make sure to keep your chest lifted as that left leg drives wide. Breathe here. On your next exhale, dig through that right heel to plant the palms down. Three-legged dog, the right leg lifts. Look forward. Inhale, pull your way into upward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhale, push through the arms. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Bend that left leg. Think spinal wave forward, left foot to the middle of the mat. As it lands right away, your right leg floats up. Drive that right knee into the nose. Exhale to kick that right leg through. Awesome work. Bring that right leg back to that floating tabletop. Left knee into the chest. Come into that reverse table. This time the left arm reaches for the diagonal as you drive your hips up towards the sky. Lower your hips down. Plant the left hand at the top of the mat. Left knee into the chest. Find that scorpion position. Squeeze that left heel to your left glute. Then lower down into that wild thing preparation. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, lift that left arm, swing you up, driving through the hips. Left knee squeeze into the chest, only to land the left foot at the back of the mat. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus, open up through the arms. Inhale, hands meet at heart center. Pull your way forward into crouching warrior. Exhale to straighten that left leg. Inhale, flex that right foot as you open your arms, spinning the collarbones towards the right side into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Keep kicking that right leg up. On your next inhale, bend through that left leg as you land the right foot with control to the back of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, sink into your warrior two. 2 breaths. On your next inhale, kick off through that left heel as you land into your Skandasana. Right knee reaches wide. Just find the depth that feels right to you. Look towards the top of the mat. Dig that left heel to plant your palms down. Inhale, 3-legged dog, the left leg lifts. Look forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Push through the arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now that you're familiar with the movement, try to have fun with it and try to just trust the energy of your body. Follow the direction your body goes in order not to get lost And again, you could always pause the video, rewind, rewatch. We're going to pick up the pace just a bit for 2 rounds. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And an audible exhale out through your mouth. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend your right leg. Step your right foot forward into that bird dog shape. Left leg reaches back. Left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that left leg through. Return into that floating tabletop position. Right knee into the chest. Come into that reverse tabletop position. Exhale, drive the hips up as that right arm reaches on the diagonal. Lower your hips down. Plant the right palm. Right knee into the chest. Scorpion pose. Lower down right away into that wild thing preparation. Inhale. Exhale, drive up, wild thing. Inhale, right leg squeezes towards the chest to land the right foot with control, top of the mat. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus wide open. Inhale, hands meet at heart center. Pull your way forward into crouching warrior. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, find your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, beautiful. Focus on your balance, the work is in the wobbles. Inhale to bend through that right leg as the left foot finds a home at the back of the mat, right away. Warrior 2. Kick off through that right heel, sink your hips low, Skandasana. Focus on your depth, focus on having control in the position. Look forward, dig your right heel through. 3-legged dog, the right leg lifts, gaze forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your left leg. Land the left foot to the middle of the mat. Right away, right leg reaches back, bird dog variation. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Kick it through. Come back into that floating tabletop. Left knee into the chest. Roll over into your reverse tabletop shape. Reach your left arm up in the diagonal. Lower your hips down. Plant the left palm down. Left knee back into the chest. Find that scorpion pose. Lower down slowly with control into that wild thing preparation. Inhale. Exhale, swing the left arm overhead. Drive up through the hips. Left foot steps to the very top of the mat. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus wide and open. Inhale, hands to heart center. Pull your way into crouching warrior. Beautiful. Exhale, straighten that left leg. Inhale, open your hips into Ardha Chandrasana. Focus on your gaze. Inhale to bend that left leg as the right foot finds a home at the very back of the mat. Sink into your warrior 2. On your exhale, lower down into Skandasana. Keep driving the right leg wide. Gaze forward. Dig through that left heel. Plant your palms. 3-legged dog. The left leg lifts. Look forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower your knees down into the earth. Walk your hands towards your lap. And we're just going to take a couple of moments here to recenter and take a break. A lot of people ask me what I do for cardio, and this is it. I love being able to challenge my body and all of this movement. And of course, don't worry if you don't get it right away. It takes time to get the movement into your body, and just trust the energy's direction. So if you're moving to the right, the energy is always going to go to the right. Same with the left side. So just take a couple of moments to pause, maybe drink a couple of sips of water. And if you're like me, who is sweating buckets, then just relish in the moment for challenging yourself, for showing up for yourself every day to rise up to the occasion. That's the way you get stronger, and that's the way you are going to find a lot of joy in your movement, because movement isn't a reward system. Movement isn't and shouldn't be viewed as a punishment system for whatever we eat. That's a whole different story for another time. But movement should be something that gives you joy and to give you that freedom to flow in any which direction on the mat. So with that being said, just take 3 full breaths here before we get going into our final round of flow. You could fix your outfits, you could fix your hair. Just what can you do with those 3 breaths? And whenever you're ready, go ahead and plant your palms down. Final round into downward facing dog. Push through the shoulders, send the hips up and back to space. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend that right leg. Land your right foot to the middle of the mat. As it lands, left leg reaches back. Bring that left knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that left leg through. Bring that left leg back to center. Right knee into the chest. Reverse tabletop. Right arm to your chest. Exhale, reach on the diagonal, hips drive up. Lower your hips down, plant the right palm down. Right knee into the chest, scorpion pose. Right away, lower down with control into that wild thing preparation. Use your right arm to embody the movement. Inhale, rise. Step your right foot with control to the very top of the mat. Sweep your arms up towards the sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus open up through the shoulders. Inhale, hands meet at heart center. Shift your weight forward into crouching warrior. Exhale, straighten out that right leg. Churn your chests and collarbones open into Ardha Chandrasana. Focus on your balance. Trust yourself as you move from space. Inhale, bend through that right leg as the left foot finds a home at the back of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, settle into warrior 2. Inhale, shift back. Skandasana, strong hips, everyone. Look to the top. Dig through that right heel. Plant the palms down. 3-legged dog. That right leg lifts. Look forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. Exhale, cruise back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Bend your left leg. Step your left foot to the middle of the mat. Right away, right leg floats. Bring that right knee into the chest. Exhale, kick that right leg through. You've got this, stick with it. Return into that floating tabletop prep. Left knee into the chest. Swivel into reverse tabletop. Left hand on the chest. Exhale, reach your left arm on the diagonal. Drive your hips up. Lower your left palm. Left knee into the chest. Scorpion pose. Keep your glutes engaged as you slowly lower down into this wild thing preparation. Exhale, drive your hips up. Left leg steps to the very top of the mat. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus open up through the arms. Inhale, hands meet at heart center. Shift your weight forward into crouching warrior. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, Ardha Chandrasana, focus on your balance. Inhale, bend through that left leg. Right foot lands, back of the mat. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, Skandasana. Look forward, dig that left heel, plant the palms down. 3-legged dog, that left leg lifts, look forward. Inhale, pulls your way into upward facing dog. And from upward facing dog, lower your hips down. Lower right forearm, lower left forearm. Gentle Sphinx pose. Awesome work. Notice the flow of energy flowing in your physical vessel. And notice how good that movement feels in your body. I love moving that way. It's almost as if you're letting unbounded consciousness lead you through your movement. And there's something to be said about truly enjoying your movement practice. Of course, feel free to keep moving that way if you wish. Or you can come onto chest. Reach your left arm, shoulder height. Kick your right heel towards your chest and step that right foot back. Gentle chest, gentle prone twist. Focus on slowing your energy down. And return to center. This time, reach your right arm to a T-like position. Let your gaze look to the left side. Kick your left heel to your left glute, just to step that left heel behind you. You can keep your gaze fixated on the dust bunnies underneath your furniture, or you could gently close your eyes and just tune in to your breath and body. Then whenever you're ready, return to center. Rest your forehead onto the earth. And I invite you to take any Savasana of your choice. It was an honor, as always, to share this movement practice with you, wherever in the world you may be. As you can see from the state of my mat, I am dripping in sweat, but my heart is bursting with so much joy. And this is what this kind of movement creates within me. And I hope you found that joy as well. And I hope that you're feeling really amazing wherever in the world you are practicing this flow. Please drop a comment below, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for being patient. And thank you for moving your body in a joyous way that will give you freedom throughout your days. Thank you again for your support, and thank you for being a part of the community.